So in the previous video, I showed you how to download all of the tags that are contained in the Fang text. Now, we have actually output all of these, and these are conveniently available for you here on this Dataverse where you can download everything. And there's a nice DOI number here, which you can use for citing the data if you use it for your research. So now I'm going to explain to you how we can get from this kind of interface, visualization, exploration of the text, to this kind of an exploration of the text. So you remember that I downloaded a set of file-oriented tags, the file result file. And in the database, it's described here as the frequency by passage tab. So that tells us how many times a particular term appears in a given passage. Okay, so today we're going to differentiate between three different diseases. Remember that when you download the file from DRNTU, you should add a filter to it. Now we just added it in the previous video, so I'm going to add it again. You add this filter, and this gives you the ability to do lots of interesting things. You can sort the columns here by frequency, but you can also begin to selectively add or remove different kinds of data from the data that you see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sort by file name. Now you remember that the text is structured so that each recipe comes from an individual passage, individual paragraph. These file names give you that. So we're going to sort ascending, so we can see all of the passages that are relevant to a particular category. Now, what we're going to do here, if we explore the data, we can see in this paragraph, we just have the recipe name. What does that mean? What do we have a recipe name? Let's go here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So because this is the header, so that's referring to this passage here. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So you'll notice this says passage 2, and that is referring to this passage here, passage 2. Okay. Now, and this header is very useful because this tells us, we then repeat this in all the succeeding paragraphs of that section so that we know what disease these recipes treat. This is going to be important for us here because we're going to analyze the drugs that are used for specific diseases. Okay, let me make this a little smaller so we can see what we're doing. All right. So this is the disease name, right? Now I want to organize this. I want to call out all of the passages, only the passages that have that disease name. Okay. So what we have here are actually a number of things. Sometimes the passages contain more data because there's other metadata that we wanted to include. Now, in order to mark this, so we know we can see all the passages that are relevant to this disease. Okay, so we're just going to color that. This is going to be fun. All right. So now we can cancel that filter, and you'll see what I've highlighted is the section headings for all of the paragraphs that contain the disease we're looking for. Let's highlight, and now we can color all of the other relevant data from those passages. So let's do that just by clicking. And if somehow you click a thing and click a key, you can just go down and, for example, if you made a mistake and you lost your selection, that's okay. You can just scroll down and see where your markup ends. So here's the last one, passage 39. We want to include these other aspects of passage 39. So we're going to highlight the whole thing and color it all green. All right. Now, let's sort. What we want to do now is extract the disease terms. No, sorry, the drugs that are used for this disease. All right, those we can do by category. So remember, these isolate all the tags. So I'm going to select down here, all of the drug names. Okay, and now we have all of the drugs that are used to treat that disease. Okay, so let's make a copy here of this selection. I'm going to go into this cell. I'm going to hold Control Shift and down, and then I've got that whole section. I'm also going to go up and hold Control and select Term List and Shift and down. Now I have both of these columns selected. I'm going to press Control C, and I'm going to open up a new tab here and paste. Excel's having a holiday today. All right, great. Now we've selected for ourselves a list of all of the drugs. Oh, let's see, we've selected everything. We don't want that. So tell you what, here's an easy way to get rid of that. I'm going to filter this, and the nice thing is you can sort by color as well. So I'm going to filter by no fill. All right, that's why it took so long. I'm going to delete all this extra data. Okay. I'm also going to do something very useful and go to View and freeze the top row. That way when I scroll up and down, I'll be able to see what I'm referring to at the header here. Now, I can reverse this thing, and I can just select all, and this will undo my filter. I can see all of the recipes, all of the drugs that are associated with these recipes. Now, what I don't have here is a disease column. So let's go back to our original data, and we will clear this home. I'm going to go back to my filter here, and I'm going to clear the filter. Boom. Now all of the cells are showing again. Now I'm just going to select the recipe name because I know this is. So I'm going to select here from the term list what the disease name is that we're working on. So I'm going to select it here and bring it over to the next file and copy it here. And Excel has this handy little feature where you can just double click on the bottom right corner and it will fill the column automatically. If that doesn't work for you, you can also just drag it to fill, and it will automatically fill that section. Okay. All right, now let's get another disease. So let's go down to this selection. Oh, I want to, sorry, time wasting. I'm also going to freeze this top view, this top row. This will make things much easier for us. Okay, so we can scroll down, we can still see our headers. Now, what's the next disease along? It looks like it's this. It's sudden corpse fainting disease. All right, so I want to capture all of this. So I'm going to now filter. Now I've gone into the cell and I've copied the name of the disease I want to capture. And I'm going to go and filter by that disease. All right, now you see what it's now filtered down to is recipes with that disease name, and it's including some of the cells which have other extraneous data. We want to have all of that because we want to know every passage that's relevant to us. Okay, so now we can just go here and color this one. Let's color this something fun like yellow. Okay, and then we can clear our filter up here. Boom. Now we can see. Let's scroll down. We can see everything there. And it's nicely selected for us. So let's just go and color everything yellow. And remember that there's a passage which got away, because this is only capturing the section headings. That's how we started the capture. We want to make sure we get the detail of that passage as well. So we'll color this as well yellow. Okay. Now we're going to go. Okay, so now we're going to filter for. So we're going to filter for only yellow. So I'll color it yellow and scroll up. Then we're going to filter just for the drugs. And there we go. Okay, now we can just select everything here. These 4 rows. Okay. And we can put them, whoops, we also want the file name. So let's capture that and press Control and Shift and capture that. Hit Control C and go over to here, paste it in, there we go. Now, oh, my view is frozen, so I'm going to unfreeze paintings. Don't freeze top row. Okay, but I want to get my disease name here, so we can also cancel the filter from here. Select here, filter. All right, wait, but I want to, oops, sorry, I do still want to filter yellow. It's here I want to cancel, and select all. Let's get the section heading. Okay, this horrendous sounding disease of corpse possession. Okay, and we can fill it out here. Let's get a third, just for fun. Okay, so then we'll cancel our sort, go to home, and clear the sort again, and scroll down to the next disease. Okay, what's the next disease? Okay, here the section heading. All right, so this is the section heading, and select that here. I'm going to filter again here. Now we have just the paragraphs with that heading, and we can color this another color. Let's color it orange. Okay. Now we can clear the filter. And we have our selection still. Scroll down, we'll see that, and we can color everything orange. Remember to go to the bottom, get the extra passages. So we want these two. Everything else that's still set passage 75 is all relevant. Okay. Now we can sort here by color, orange, and then we can sort by only the drug names. Okay. Now we can select our file name and holding Control Shift, select the terms. And go over here and paste. And then let's unclick this. And we can find the section heading. Oops, section heading. We capture that term again. And put it here. All right. Oh. Okay. Just fill that out there. Okay. Now we have a nice set of data. We have the file names, which represents the paragraph. For the recipes, we have all the drugs that are included in the recipes, and we have the disease type for the recipe. Now, let's select all of this data. I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to select the top left column, hold Shift, go across 2 cells by pressing arrow keys, and then Shift down, or Control Shift down, and that will select the whole thing. Or you can just drag your mouse, either way. I hit Control C, or if you're using a Mac, Command C, and that's going to give us that's our data. It's now have the memory. Let's go to the web and look for Palladio. If you scroll down, you'll find this site, Palladio Humanities and Design. Okay, and just go to Start, and in this field, press Control V, paste it in, and then load. Now we want to help the Palladio recognize our text. We've got some strange characters that it doesn't know what to do with. One is these underscores, so just tell it, okay, we verify that that's a part of our name. We want to keep it. The term list is more important because it's noticed that there are semicolons, and these semicolons appear when there are multiple entries in that cell. So because there are multiple drugs being used in that recipe, we want to make sure that Palladio knows these are different items. So we're going to put a semicolon in there, and now you see it's recognizing them all as individual objects. Now we click Done. Okay, here is how the magic happens. Now we're going to go over to Graph. And from Graph, first let's look at one recipe. I'm going to, first let's start from, actually let's start from a disease. And then we're going to do, let's start from a file name. And then we're going to go to term list, like that. No, start from file name. And we're going to highlight the file name, and then we're going to go to term list. Okay. All right. Now you can see all of the recipes and the terms that are attached to them, the drugs that they share across them. And let's size these nodes. Now this is all of the drugs in all of the recipes that are listed across the whole selection. This is telling us a little too much. So now we're going to filter it. So we're going to use a facet. We're going to choose a disease. Okay. Now all of the diseases are listed, but actually we just want to include one. So now we've reduced the list just to the first category of diseases. And now you can begin to explore the relationships between the different recipes. Okay, these ones share water. This one, these ones both use alcohol. This is a single ingredient recipe. Okay. If you want to compare recipes, compare across recipes, that might be useful. You see many more recipes using water. And then add the extra, even more of these recipes using water. Let's add another filter here. Okay, let's make that go down and add another facet. Now we're going to filter by yeah, we're gonna change our now we're going to change our view. Okay. Now we're going to see which drugs are associated with which disease. Okay, there we go. This is what we're going to see. So here we have the 3 different diseases, and you can move them around, and you can see what they use in common. Interestingly, these two both share badao, and these use water. But these recipes for sudden corpse disease don't use water to dissolve any of the drugs. They use alcohol. Okay, so there you have the 2 different kinds of visualization. Either at one level where you can compare the different disease categories and the drugs that are used for them, or where you can compare the recipes and individual recipes according to a single disease. That is how to move from DocuSky fully marked text into a Palladio network exploration. Hope that's useful.